I am Glenn W. Worthington, and I must confess, I am a craterhead. I've been a craterhead for a long time, but now I'm a certified craterhead. And I want to thank Scott Craigs for getting these shirts made, and for Gary and Cindy Lovejoy, who make them available along Highway 301. That's this highway here. It's real quiet right now. Nobody driving by, but we'll have a log truck or motorcycle go by before I'm done, I'm sure. But they sell diamond screens and firewood along Highway 301 between Murfreesboro Courthouse Square and this entrance to the Crater Diamond State Park. Now, my addiction started back in 1978. I hate to say that. I know y'all are thinking I'm really old. Well, I am, but I'd like to tell you my parents started bringing me here when I was in kindergarten, but that's not the case. I was an adult in 1978 when I first came to the Crater Diamond State Park. I had my picture taken at this very spot in front of a different sign. So I'm so old, I wore out the first sign and about to wear this one out too. It's showing some age and wear. But finding diamonds in Arkansas can be addictive. When I first came here as a tourist, I came with my brother. We heard about it in Kansas. I said, hey, I'm going down to check this out. I heard there are real diamonds in Arkansas. And it's at a public park, and you can pay a fee to go in and search for them and find genuine diamonds in Arkansas. And on top of that, they let you keep what you find. So it was incredible news. Drove all the way down here, and I must say, when we first got here and I stepped on the edge, you know, I was thinking crater of diamonds. This is going to be quite a mine, quite an excavation. Stepped at the side of the field and saw a plowed field. There was just rows there. And I felt like, sucker, you drove all these hundreds of miles from Kansas to southwest Arkansas, paid a fee to go in, and it's just a plowed field. We had plenty of plowed fields in Kansas. I didn't need to drive all the way down here and pay money, but we looked around. It was very hot. It was in June, this time of year, in 1978, and we dry sifted. You know, we went to their demonstration, see what you do, how to find diamonds, and so we just got screens and shovels and we dry sifted, and it was hot. And my brother got bored. I got bored. My brother laid down, took a nap. I took off walking around to see, investigated a little further before we leave and never come back. And I wandered down to the pig pen area, and that's where all the guys were washing at that time. That was before the North Wash Pavilion or the South Wash Pavilion. There was just kind of like a horse trough place like you see in the Old West movies, like a horse watering trough, and they had an old hand pump. You pumped water in there, and a whole bunch of retired guys were around there just washing and splashing and covered in mud. And I thought, you know, they probably wouldn't be doing this by choice unless they were finding something. I went up and talked to one guy, and he was like, you know, not wanting to talk, like, I'm busy, don't bother me. I talked to this other guy, Old Mac, if any of you old timers remember him. He was a short guy from New Jersey, chewed gum all the time, and had a black trash bag for an apron, and he was working there washing. And I said, are you finding any diamonds? He said, oh yeah. I said, would you have any with you? And he says, yeah, I do. I got some in my pocket. And he reached in, said, hold out your hand. And he opened a vial and he poured them into my hand. We were standing there in all this slop, and he poured them into my hand. And the sun hit them like the sun's hitting it right now. There were trees overhead just like right now, and the wind was blowing, and it would go from shade to sun, shade to sun. And those clean, pure little diamonds flashed light at me, and they were so beautiful. I said, I have got to find some of these. So I went back and woke my brother up from his hot June afternoon nap and said, hey, they're finding diamonds here. Let's find some. He said, nah, I don't think so. I'm done. I'm out of here. So we drove back to Kansas, and I got all my gear, and I came back, and I stayed for 7 weeks. The first 3 weeks, I worked 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, digging, hauling, washing, and didn't find any diamonds. I was getting kind of discouraged. Well, then I found a 21-point yellow, and it was perfect, and it was beautiful. And I was so excited. I was running around and jumping up and down and thrilled. Well, the very next day, I went back into the crater, washed some more stuff from the pig pen area, and hauling it down to the Little Missouri River. At that time, there was no bounds, no inbounds, out of bounds. Anywhere in the 911-acre state park, you could go dig, you could wash, you could do your diamond searching. So I pushed my material down the Little Missouri River in a wheelbarrow and washed it there in the water. It was great, plenty of clean water. I didn't want to be in a crowded pig pen with everybody else where it was hot, dirty. I got in that fresh, clean, cool water that comes out of the bottom of Narrows Dam at Lake Greason when they're generating electricity up there. It's a hydroelectric dam. That water comes down the Little Missouri River, and it is cold. I don't care what time of year it is. Water off of the bottom of a lake is cold, and it was refreshing. So I went down there, just found a 21-point yellow the day before, all excited and encouraged, watching in the screen. Here is a 78-point, beautiful, perfect yellow diamond. Wow. Was I hooked? Yeah. I confess, I'm a craterhead. I'm addicted. I've got diamond fever. And I found out there's no cure. That was a whole long time ago. Maybe before a lot of you were even born, I got addicted. I got the diamond fever, and there's no cure for it. Well, that summer in '78, first 3 weeks found no diamonds. The next 4 weeks found a total of 10 diamonds. The 78-point yellow was my best, but I also found a carat 20 brown, but it was kind of ugly. But anyhow, I found one over a carat in my first 10, and went back to Kansas, had to go to work, make a living. Diamond mining is a great hobby, but it's a tough way to make a living. But eventually, would come down on vacations and stuff over the years. 25 years ago, my wife Cindy and I moved to Southwest Arkansas from Kansas City. Talk about culture shock. Anyway, moved from the big city to rural Arkansas, and we love it here. We don't have the winters here that they do in Kansas City, and that's really nice. One of the last things I did in Kansas City before leaving was drive along in my car and hit a patch of ice and ran into another vehicle. So I was ready to get out of Kansas City and get away from winter weather, and we don't have ice and snow down here very often. If we do, you better take a picture of the snow because it's going to melt pretty quick. So anyway, it's addictive. I've now found 176 diamonds at the crater. 2 of them have been over 2 carats each. A 204 flawless yellow and a 213 brown. I called it the brown rice diamond because it looked like a large grain of brown rice. It wasn't real lustrous on the outside like most diamonds are. We had that one cut, and it really brought out the deep, rich brown color. And we had it graded by the Gemological Institute of America, and it graded out very well. It was a VVS2, in other words, a very, very slight inclusion, second grade. And you have to have magnification to see any flaw in it. So very nearly flawless diamond, beautiful, and what can I say? Once you find your first diamond, you're hooked. I mean, you could give up and go home before you find that first one. But after you find that first diamond, it's like, I need to find another diamond. And then, I found a white and a brown, but I really want to find a yellow diamond. And then, I found 34 diamonds, but I haven't found one over a carat yet. So I got to find one over a carat. And then once you break that barrier, you say, okay, I've got one over a carat, and I want to find a bigger one. And I want to find more. So there's no cure for the diamond fever, so you might as well just go ahead and get certified as a Craterhead and admit your addiction, and go ahead and just enjoy the hobby, search for diamonds, and the great thing is you get to take them home and keep them or sell them or whatever you want to do with them. I've sold most of mine and to support my habit. I mean hobby. My diamond searching hobby. I can quit anytime. I just don't want to quit. No, anyway, you want to find more. And I've sold most of my diamonds just to keep paying to go in and rent a pen and the expenses that are involved with it. But it's a great, genuine American adventure hunting for diamonds in Arkansas. And I hope you can join the hunt, enjoy it, but just a word of caution, it is habit forming, and there's no known cure for the diamond fever, but I've learned to live with the symptoms.